on my computer. All right. So welcome everybody from wherever you are. We continue this journey. This is not a journey that comes to an end. It's a continuous, it's a commitment. I was telling my client, she asked me a question. Mastery, how long does it take? I think we have done 2 sessions. How long does it take to arrive at mastery? And quickly, I just thought, well, there's no arriving. There's no arriving because mastery is a path, and it's a path that does not end. You continue, the path of mastery is enhanced by your commitment, by your determination, your consistency, and sometimes you can just stop for a week to breathe and you're back to a different path altogether. Totally different path. So it's all about the awareness that mastery is a path you've taken. And that awareness brings about commitment. Commitment is a decision you make. A decision means there's no plan B. This is it. You're not still in that place of wondering, is this the path? Is there another path? No. You've made a decision. Decision is not a wish. Decision is, this is it. And then you begin to take that leadership, that ownership, that acceptance of this journey. And that becomes your message. That becomes your life. Okay? That becomes every opportunity shows up as a mirror of who you are becoming. And so your commitment is to you. Your commitment is for you to be on this path of personal development where you're becoming better and better every day, every single day. There are layers we are peeling. And, we've been in so many places and built so many layers on our perspective, layers on our vision, layers on our imagination. And so every time you're exposing yourself to this awareness, to this knowledge, you're peeling layers and layers and layers and becoming better and better. And so that is the concept of mastery, is about that awareness that you are on this path and you've made that decision consciously, and it does not mean that it's going to be easy, because you're dealing with a human brain that is always fighting anything new. And even if that thing is good, because the brain is not created to give you goodness and happiness and fulfillment. That's not the work of the brain. That's the work of your heart. The brain's job is to keep you safe. And so where are you most safe? On your comfort zone. So how do you know your brain is winning? You're always looking for safety. You're always looking for the easy thing. You're always looking for the easy path. You're always looking for, okay, how do I make this easy? How do I find the easy path? You are subjecting yourself to the pain of being under the leadership of your mind instead of your heart. Now, when you go to your heart, that's where you're finding fulfillment. You're finding the joy, the awareness of who you are, your true self. You can feel, you can hear, you can touch the real stuff now. Because you're leading from here. And when you lead from here, you coach from here, you lead from here, every single little thing begins to make a different turn and a different experience. Because life is about experience. You see, at the end of our life, the depth of our life will be measured by experiences we allowed ourselves to have. When a client comes to you, they are looking to have a different experience of life. It's all about experience. The quality of our experience, the quality of our experiences is determined by what? Our own perspective and where we are living this life from. Are we living it from the heart? Are we living it from the head? And if you listen to all these teachers of success, fulfillment, manifestation, all of them have the same message. They are telling you, don't stay in your head. Anthony Robbins, stay in your head and you're dead. You stay there. There's no way you can create a prosperous coaching business when you're stuck up in your head. It will not happen. Your fears will come. Your past will just show up. And you realize you're actually the one who's becoming your worst enemy to your success. You want to go deep. You want to change this world. Change you. Focus on that inner stuff, the heart. Coach from the heart. Bring that in your session. Bring those emotions in your manifestation process. Begin to believe in the impossible. Create miracles. That's the thing about this work we're doing. There's so much we can do together. So we are on this path of personal development. We are on the path of growth and transformation. And the driving seat is not in our head. It's not in our head because there are fears, insecurities. There are all those boundaries of, limitations of success of what we think is possible. But you come to your elastic heart. And I'm telling you, some of us need to create a career in coaching where you're helping people to think through their heart. Because we've been conditioned to think through our head. And we think through fear. If I tell you do something, the first thing you're asking is how hard it is. What will it take? What does it take to be a prosperous coach? So you're focusing so much on the challenges, not so much on the fulfillment, the joy, which is a result of thinking with your heart. And there's a huge difference. In fact, there's an article I read I think 7 years ago about from the Heart Math School, where they did a research about the difference between the intelligence of the mind and the intelligence of the heart. And they found that the intelligence of the heart is 1,000 times more than the intelligence of the mind. That's what the heart knows. The mind will never know. The only game of the mind is overthinking. And that's why if as a beginner coach, your worst enemy will be your mind. That will be your worst enemy. If you give it power, you stay there 1 year, you're still at the same place and still thinking, okay, how do I start? How do I start? If I start here, and we've been there, all of us will go through that journey. And there's someone who's failed, and failed and failed and by trusting my head and see zero results. Like there's no results apart from fear, overcaution, limitation, perfectionism, to making a resolution, a resolve to live from here, from the heart, where you begin to trust God. Everything is working for your good. Trust the universe is supporting you. Trust that you're in the right season. This is your moment. Okay, so you're not sitting there and complaining about being born in the wrong generation, having the wrong president. Okay, we can have a debate on that. Having the wrong leadership. Let me tell you, in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of what's going on, lies opportunities for someone who is living through their heart. Opportunity. The thing here is this: if you make a decision, it's a decision. You have to make the decision, and decision means there's no debate. It's that this is it. If you make the decision to live from here, from your heart, to give from your heart, to serve from your heart, to grow your business from this premise of allowing your heart to lead, you're going to build something that will last forever, something that will touch generations. Not just something that will give you food and that's it, and feed yourself, but something that will feed you and also touch this world for the glory of God. We are not here for a few days. We are not here for hit and run. We are here for the long journey. We are here. The things we are doing have ripple effects based on where we are doing it from. What's the source of everything? What are we plugged into? Because if you're plugged into air, it will not last. You know, if you're plugged into a source that is an everlasting source, that's in your heart. You're plugged into fear. You're going to ask so many questions. You're going to think, oh, and project your insecurities. And there is none of us that is perfect. There's none of us without weakness. But the question is, do I allow my weaknesses to lead? Do I allow my weaknesses to lead? They are there. If I don't have those weaknesses, then I'm not human. And that awareness is the fun. The fun in life is to have all these weaknesses and still win. The fun in life is to have these challenges and still win. It's not to be perfect. It's not to be perfect. It's actually to have, I'm actually an introvert. But look, I'm going to build a powerful coaching practice, speaking practice that brings an income. So you're being introverted, although it could be a challenge to you stepping out there, is actually the thing that you stand back and say, even though, and that makes you shine as a leader, that you actually made it in spite of the challenge. Okay, so no matter what you're going through, and know that you can package yourself, package your story in a way that your weakness then becomes your strength. You look at this guy, Les Brown, the #1 motivational speaker on the planet. Tony Robbins, the father of life coaching. Oprah Winfrey, the media queen. All these great people are where they are because they lived from the heart. Have you listened to Les Brown speak? He's not speaking anything deep, but where he is speaking from, it's a deep place. Get that? The distinction is not about what you're saying, really. It's where you saying these things from. It's not about just having a coaching session. It's where am I coaching from? Am I coaching from my fears? Am I coaching from my heart? And when you coach from your heart, you're not there to please people. People pleasing through the window. And you begin to do this for God. You begin to do this for higher soul. Hmm? And there are examples of all these people I'm mentioning, listening to people who came from like Tony Robbins, being overweight, having high insecurity himself. That's actually where his career was born. out of weaknesses and out of challenges and insecurity, and turn that around to becoming one of the most, like, a landmark in the history of, in every field. Leadership is a guy who's coached president. This is someone who was written off. Mom dating 5 dads, having 5 dads at the same time. You're like, you don't know who is your father. Who's my dad? Someone like that, do you expect them to be anything in this world? I mean, your identity has been totally mad. But it's now the guy that helps people rediscover their identity. Eh? What did you say of a young girl, 13 years of age, whose mother gave birth to her when she was 13, and then herself conceives when she is 13 out of a rape by a relative? What would you say would be the destiny of such a girl? And today, that is Oprah Winfrey, a woman who's touched the world with her soul, with her heart. Because when you step into your heart, these are the leaders of our time. Friends, there's nothing you get out of your head if you stay there. Out of your head will come fears, insecurities, uncertainty, and all that. And it doesn't matter how smart you are, intelligence of the head, it comes nowhere near the intelligence. So if we were to make a decision today, in the little things, in the little small things that we do, starting now, in the way you show up from the heart. Rate your growth from how am I showing up authentically from my heart. And there you realize, you can challenge your clients because you're not looking for accolades, and you're not looking for them to say you are, this great coach. Because when you live from your heart, you're full. That's why we say fulfilled. You're fully filled. But outside your heart, you're empty. Okay, they say fulfilled. You're fully filled. That's a goal. If you serve from that place of fulfilled as a coach, oh, my friend, you're going to enjoy this thing. You're going to enjoy coaching. You're going to do one thing after another. You can be on a roll and you're having all these sessions and you don't feel like you're getting tired because you're plugged in to a source that is so powerful. You're full. And when you're full, how do you know you're empty? When you are needy. I need you to like me, need you. And you can assess that. The shift is come from here. Come out of your head. Come to your heart. Come to your heart. Let me see on the comment section. Does this make sense to you? Let me see on the comment section. How does this make sense to you? On the comment section. Let me see. How does this make sense to you? How is this applicable in our, not just our life, but in our business of coaching and also in our personal life? Let me see. On the comment section. On the comment section. How is this applicable? Living, or what are you getting? What are you getting from this conversation? What are you getting from this conversation? Let me see on the comment section. What are you getting from this conversation? Give you a minute to write that down. Thank you, Coach. Elizabeth is saying, thriving in spite of the challenge. Yes. Yes, Coach. In fact, the challenges are a blessing. There is God who has orchestrated everything. You are not a mistake. You're not lost somewhere in your county. No. You are fitting perfectly in God's plan, right? And The challenges are part of the plan. Use them. And when you leave from here, they'll no longer be challenged. Thank you so much. Thank you. Coach Grace. Coach Grace is saying, I feel braver and ready to seize the opportunity in different fields I am actively involved in. Yes, yes. Please show up. When you show up, no matter what you're doing, that's the thing about living from your heart, allowing that to drive your life. You become a force for good. No matter what you touch, will prosper. No matter what you touch, will prosper. No matter what coaching niche you get into, as long as it's aligned with your heart, because your heart makes the tick. Once your heart makes the tick, you know that your prosperity is guaranteed. Coach Francisca is saying, I'm not perfect, so encouraging. Yes, and you don't need to be, coach. You don't need to be perfect. My weaknesses don't make me a failure. Yes, wow for me. Yes, yes, coach. They don't. They don't. In fact, you're being set up. For those of you that have had, and I believe there's none of us here that had the perfect parenting, the perfect environment, the perfect girlfriend, the perfect boyfriend, the perfect treatment. No, none of us is perfect. Unless, of course, you've taught yourself a story and believed it. Like Hitler says, you tell yourself a lie, and all of a sudden it becomes the truth. None of us here. And that is the beauty of life because God uses that imperfect person. And out of that imperfect, have you seen those Japanese broken pots when they are returned back using gold? They look so beautiful because the crack where the crack went through, they insert gold there. Now that's the Holy Spirit. Is God inserting the Holy Spirit through your crack? And the Spirit of God comes there and uses those cracks, and you become so beautiful. The thing that was made to break you, it becomes a beautiful story. Please be proud of your cracks. Be proud of those cracks. Some of us cannot even talk about where we come from. We've not had your story, because we are ashamed of our cracks. You know, those cracks is what makes those Japanese pots so beautiful. And go buy one. If you think you have money, they are so expensive. Why? Because of the beauty that comes from the cracking and the breaking. Okay, so they actually allow them to break. I want you to imagine God watching you break because He knows He'll put you back, and He'll put you back with, beauty. The beauty is that spirit that goes right into your heart. I feel like encouraging someone today. I'm telling you, this is a journey we are walking, and we are walking with an open heart, knowing that we are not alone. You can build something. Coach Akshay is saying, staying in the head will keep you from guiding others from the place of love, but leading from the heart not only allows us as coaches to lead from love, but it allows us to listen to our intuition, the guide from the best version of ourselves. That inner guide, and it's a practice where you can keep some form of focus in your inner self. Listen to your dreams. What are some of the voices you're hearing? Don't, dichotomize your life. Yourself to be that whole person that actually can allow the guidance of that intuition that comes from what I'm calling the deposit of the Holy Spirit, the golden the golden stuff on the pot, Japanese pot. I mean, that's what makes us so beautiful. Yeah, like thank God I went through that. Thank God. Okay. Coach Christine is saying playing full out. Yes. without allowing the head to guide you due to the deceptive thoughts that make us doubt ourselves. From the heart where passion lives. Yes, passion. When you talk about anyone that has become anything, one word, passion. Listen to Tony Robbins. It's always, even when he was a kid, 16 years of age, when he was chased by his mom, and told, go find a life, get a life. He doesn't know where to start. Began to talk about passion. When he started all his programs, live with passion, because passion is what has created his greatness. Live with passion. These people share from their heart. They're not ashamed, sometimes even to allow tears in their eyes. Relax. Live from the heart. Relax. Share your story. Be human. Be human. Don't be a robot. Coach Ann Rita is saying, my step into space where the heart leads, the mind follows. Yes, my best is up to my heart. That is so true. That is so true. Coach Lee is saying, I'm learning to focus on fulfillment instead of focusing on the challenge. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Loving your takeaways, guys. Please apply this. Ask yourself, how can I apply what I'm taking away into my life? How can I apply this into my life? Now, I'll give you a video that I created, and I want you to listen to that video. That's your assignment, and write down your takeaway. This is about building a profitable coaching business from the scratch. There are some lessons I'm sharing there. I want you to go add as much lessons. That's what we're going to do in the next 30 minutes. And so I'll bring the meeting to an end. Please copy the link. The link is on your message for the video. Let me also send it to Anne just in case you missed it. You have the next few minutes. Just go listen to the video, and I want you to share your thoughts. And then on the description, this is a YouTube video. It's actually a video in our channel. It's in the public domain. I want you to share who you are. You're just like a small profile there, coach. You say a coach, your coach who, and then your details. But that's after you've shared what is your takeaway from that video on how to start a prosperous coaching business, and what can you add into that conversation. So that's your assignment. Please do it before. Again, Tony Robbins says, finish your assignment when you're in that spirit, when you're in that momentum. So don't say, I'll do this later. Go and do it right away. So please copy the link before we end the meeting. Have another meeting for 7, and then you can jump in to do that assignment and post what is your takeaway. Of course, you love to listen to it, and it's about 30 minutes, so the next 30 minutes. Enjoy. Thank you. Good night, and God bless.
Thank you, Coach. Good night.
Good night.